merciless, massive tornadoes.
Tornado on the ground!
Ripping across Colorado.
Oh, it's violent.
Oh my God.
Wow.
And near Denver, you can see the aftermath. Dozens of homes and farms destroyed, this house completely gutted. And it wasn't just tornadoes. Torrential rain and hail, hammering drivers. Overnight, a series of vicious storms tearing through Nevada. Overnight in Kansas, drivers unable to see the roads. And in Missouri, water has taken over many of the roadways, making travel dangerous.
This is something like from hell.
People shoveling their cars out to get to work today. The hail only fell on one block like this, Alaska Avenue and Irving Street.
It started late last night as a rainstorm. In the early hours this morning, morphed into a winter wonderland. The extremely slow-moving storm unloaded its crystallized cargo in one very small and localized spot.
This morning, this is the sinkhole on Oxford and Santa Fe this morning. That police SUV inside the sinkhole swallowed up as the ground just gave out below the driver.
48 hours of extreme weather during our interview with the storm chaser.
So that we can...
Bolts of lightning, golf ball-sized hail. Tonight, Lusk is underwater.
That bridge over there is starting to collapse.
Here's the bridge, completely collapsed.
I've never seen this before.
Flipped cars littering downtown after being washed away in raging water.
This was the scene in Rainbow City, Alabama Tuesday morning after lightning sparked an apartment fire. The building was completely destroyed. Devastating scene in Louisiana where streets have been turned into lakes. Hundreds of homes have been flooded, some completely underwater. This was the scene in Shreveport after the Red River crested 7 feet above flood stage, the highest level it's been since 1945.
The early afternoon blast ripped part of the roof off the Quantum Energy Storage Building and was heard in many neighboring business offices.
It was a boom, boom. It was just, and then it shook.
It felt like either a jet plane or something had come over and hit a sonic boom.
My first thought was either a vehicle crashed into our building or possibly even the air conditioning unit had fallen through the roof.
Thousands of people are being evacuated to safer areas from the danger zone around Mount Sinabung in North Sumatra after the volcano's alert status was raised to the top level before an eruption, following a big increase in activity at Sinabung.
Heavy rain started just before midnight. This small waterway in the city became a raging river. 8 people have died and several others still missing. The city's zoo was also flooded, so wolves, bears, big cats, tigers, and even this hippopotamus escaped and have been roaming parts of the city. Astounding stuff. It just shows you how intense those floods actually were.
Rare and spectacular occurrence, a winter whiteout in the red centre. The normally harsh, scorched earth of Alice Springs transformed during a freak hailstorm, tourists and locals stunned.
In just 24 hours, one wildfire in Alaska started after a lightning strike. Went from 2 acres to more than 6,500 acres. A second has started south of Alaska's largest city, and a third near the village of Dot Lake. The fires have displaced hundreds of people. Record-breaking temperatures this past May amid a late spring heat wave.
At Indian Hills, and it smells like propane. I don't know if you can see it, but if you look right across, right above the green, there's this haze that looks like a gas.
Heavy rainfall continues in southern China, where mudslides and flooding have caused the deaths of at least 10 people. The torrential downpours have washed out roads and farmlands, and more than 500,000 people in 8 provinces have been affected.
The rainfall in the first week of June has reached a record high.
Life-threatening floods from Texas to Illinois. Storms dropping up to a foot of rain in some areas, shutting down roads and highways.
Torrential rain from Tropical Storm Bill surging north. Powerful floodwaters here in Ardmore, sweeping a toddler out of her father's arms. In Turner Falls Park, floodwaters rampaging through trees and nearly over that fence. Flash flooding, trapping this driver in his SUV. He and his dog abandoning the car. This Indiana neighborhood completely flooded, and more rain expected today. Tornado warnings issued in South Dakota. An incredible light show seen there.
Finding site taking shape in South Florida, several waterspouts showing up over Fort Lauderdale.
What a bizarre story out of Fort Lauderdale this morning. People out here say they saw up to 4 waterspouts at one time.
Extreme weather with more than 40 million Americans at risk for flooding or severe storms.
Texas cannot catch a break. The Guadalupe River flooding, rushing water flowing over its banks. A severe thunderstorm plunging Kansas City International Airport into darkness.
It's a virtual water world in parts of Texas.
It's getting a lot worse, man, for sure.
North of Dallas, more flash flooding rain. This bridge collapsing into the South Sulphur River. A boy getting sucked into that culvert. Witnesses racing to help him. Overnight, intense lightning brightening dark skies across the country, hitting the John Hancock Building in Chicago, and non-stop flashes in D.C. In South Dakota, baseball-sized hail crashing to the ground.
That biggest one's 3 inches in diameter.
Heavy rains causing roadway closures in Missouri. Remnants of Tropical Storm Bill forcing fire crews to rescue people from flooded homes in Illinois.
A Spillertown couple woke up to a terrifying sight just outside their house. A sinkhole has opened up just feet from their back door.
James Swan says Saturday you couldn't see the water through all the trees lining this pond. But Tuesday, those trees had vanished into a 40-foot wide sinkhole.
More than 400 people have died so far in a heat wave in southern Pakistan. Temperatures have soared above 45 degrees Celsius or 113 Fahrenheit.
Look at that! That's freaking nuts! This is a tornado! Oh, shit!
Violent storms striking the East Coast. Amtrak passengers stuck on the tracks for hours after a transformer exploded in the heavy winds. All this as power lines snapped in half with winds reaching 70 miles per hour. Nearly 500,000 people left in the dark.
I've never seen anything like this.
In New Jersey, heavy winds flipped this car over. Parts of this shopping center severely damaged.
It was crazy winds. They were coming straight down the street.
Across Pennsylvania, trees uprooted, some ending up in houses. And check out this lightning flashing behind our capital as those storms reach the East Coast.
5 tornadoes are believed to have touched down in northern and central Illinois.
The storm roared into Coal City around 10 o'clock last night. Refugio Luvano was in his house Monday, just as he was in 2013 when an EF4 touched down in Coal City. It demolished his home. That home is not even finished being rebuilt.
parts of India's northwest is underwater after days of heavy rain triggered floods and landslides, killing dozens of people.
Overnight, up to 5 inches of blinding rain across Iowa. Severe storms with incredible structure in Denver.
Came out of nowhere, a lot of hail, a lot of rain.
2 inches of rain falling in just an hour. Flash floods stranding drivers, leaving their cars behind.
He is done. He is done. Oh my God.
In California, the scorching heat and persistent drought fueling the worst fire season conditions ever.
California firefighters are battling a new wildfire this morning. The Sterling fire broke out yesterday in the San Bernardino Mountains. More than 70% of California is currently dealing with extreme or exceptional drought conditions.
Firefighters here in the San Bernardino Mountains have been fighting this fire for more than a week now. It's one of some 2,500 fires that have broken out in California so far this year. CAL FIRE, California's statewide fire agency, reports there's already been a 50% increase in the number of fires this year compared to 2014.
Washington has already seen 313 wildfires. That alone speaks volumes. Last year at this time, it was 214. In 2012, it was 155. And in 2011, just 55.
One look at this 15-foot wide depression in the driveway of this Port Richey home was enough for police and fire rescue to start issuing voluntary evacuation orders for 10 homes, and that's depressions, plural. This one in the front, another in the back. All the result, investigators say, of this home, 2 lots over, that's been undergoing ground repairs for 3 sinkholes on their property when the ground gave way nearby this afternoon.
Severe flooding due to heavy rain has caused widespread damage to roads and homes in Costa Rica. Landslides have collapsed bridges, interrupted communications and forced more than 1,500 people to seek alternative accommodation.
On in the waters off North Carolina. Overnight, news of a teen viciously attacked by a shark. The 6th time in just 2 weeks, visitors to North Carolina beaches have been seriously injured by the deadly predators.
It was what we classify as a firestorm.
The Sleepy Hollow fire is still burning, now more than 3,000 acres, with entire subdivisions evacuated.
At least 24 homes are completely gone. This fire has torched at least 3,000 acres, nearly 3 square miles. It was so intense, embers blew all the way downtown and caught the recycling center on fire. Winds whipped the flames up in record heat temperatures, topping 104 degrees.
Wild hail across several parts of the country. In Prescott, Arizona, look at this. It looks like snow on the ground. Minneapolis, St. Paul, that area had 2 rounds of hail last night, one right during rush hour.
Half a year's worth of rain in just 1 month. The city of Nanjing has been hit by relentless downpours. The Nanjiang County of Sichuan Province has seen its heaviest flooding in nearly 7 decades.
What the hell is that, a meteor?
Damn. Damn, that's crazy. That is unreal. That was awesome. I've never seen anything like that before.